Alright, so you're back on another VTL. Let me fix this so you guys can see more. We're back on another VTL. So in this video is it's still about scribing. Why are all my videos about scribing? All my videos about scribing. Scribe this, scribe that, medical this, medical that. That's crazy. Alright, so right now we're almost done. So I'm gonna record the last video for Tuesday. So after this one I should be chill or really good for Monday, Tuesday. It's just crazy because Monday afternoon I can record the rest if I want to, but I'm just getting videos in. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, right? Making content. So this video subject is the importance of scribing for medical student, my experience. Well, I'm not a medical student, so why did I say medical student? Alright, the importance of scribing. So listing importance in why scribing is something that you should definitely not do and do only and do nothing else. Well, the reason being is you get to be at the hospital and wear scarves, which is really important. I'm tripping. So if we're trying to take a step back and see the importance of scribing or being a scribe at all, I'll say the importance is based on whoever's doing it. For me, it's really important. It's something that I have really dear close to my heart because I had a lot of opportunities. I met a bunch of good people. I made a good amount of interaction that I will never forget, and that was thanks to scribing. Even if the company that I'm currently scribing for is not the best, but you know what, the staff actually at the end of the day does make it much more better. So what the importance of scribing? So why is scribing important to me? So one of the reasons why I'll say scribing is really important to me is the range of possibility that the field does open. As a medical scribe, you're not only restricted to these specific specialties or this specific doctor only. If for some reason you have some interaction with your doctor or you don't really like the providers that you're currently working with, you can, hey, go and tell them, hey, I had this interaction with so-and-so doctor and I really don't want to work with them anymore. Can I please get placed to another service or maybe another hospital? So if they have this opening for you, they will do it for you. They will gladly go and help you out with it if there is a valid reason why you don't want to work with this provider. So it's not just you being really petty and you being really miserable or you being a really bad person. Well, they will actually help you. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you or maybe show you guys or paint the whole picture that you're not only restricted to one service and one service alone, or maybe one department and one department alone. So you can actually work in different departments as long as you're ready to do the work, because you're not gonna go and do cardiology when you were doing general surgery, which is totally different, and not know anything about cardiology, which won't make any sense. So how are you gonna put your note together? It's not only, well, that's one of the misconceptions that a bunch of people have about scribing. So they just see that scribing as you're typing everything that the patient is doing, the patient is saying. Well, the thing is, it's actually 50% of the work, to be honest, because the patient is telling you the history and your role is to capture the whole history and put it together. But if you really want to do a good job or even a great job, so catching everything that the patient is saying is not really important, because sometimes what the patient is saying is not relevant to the conversation, and other time what they are trying to imply by what they're saying is what's important. So I actually need to know what the medical knowledge is, or what some symptoms, or what's really important in the conversation or in the whole medical picture that you do have as a scribe, or you're seeing with this specific patient that you're following up. So that's one of the reasons why I'll say doing the work is really important, because by doing the work you get to know first of all your terminology, which is really great. So you have some kind of logical cues that can tell you, hey, you know what, this is important, this is important, this is important. And you also get to see or understand how some pathologies they develop from patient to patient, or some condition how they present from patient to patient, which is pretty much the same thing, but just trying to give you guys different pictures. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'll say being a scribe is really worth it for me. The second reason, besides of opening a really range of possibility, is I'll say the picture that I do get to see. So because I've rotating in different specialties, different departments, so I was able to see how different providers they do their work and how they handle different situations, which gave me a pretty good insight about whether or not maybe might consider the specialties as something that I really want to do for a living, and it's something that I'm pretty grateful for. I wouldn't, for example, find this opportunity if I was just a random pre-med student just looking for shadowing. So being a scribe giving me access to the hospital and access to all those providers that sometimes they really want to work with you, and sometimes I have people that don't want to work with you, or they just don't like working with people in general, which is, well, a bummer for you, but it is what it is. People have their preferences and you gotta respect them. So having this possibility and this access of providers is really important, because you have access to mentors, and by having access to mentors you have access to resources, and by having access to resources, so you minimize your likelihood of making mistakes or really bad mistakes, because you'll have somebody that can evaluate your mistakes for you, or that can give you really good advice that can avoid you doing some really terrible mistakes. And what are all the reasons why that to show you guys it's really important to describe reasons why? Well, the notes, the whole aspect of doing notes. I really don't know about all the scribes, but when I'm making my notes, it's in my head I'm the provider. I'm literally the provider. So I'll say I've seen such and such in clinic, and that's what I've seen, that's what I decided to do, and that's pretty much it. That's how some people do it, but the way that I do it is I try to be a little bit more than reporting, so I try to I'm the provider, just to let you know. In my mind, I'm the provider, and I'm not telling you guys I am the provider. I do notes and I do everything, but I'm just saying, like, in my mind, I'm the provider. The way that I write my notes, and I try to look as close to the provider as possible, because I think it's really valuable skills that I'm learning as a pre-med, because at some point you're going to be a medical student. And one question that I asked my providers actually the other day was, do you learn how to make notes as a medical student? She told me, yeah, you get like you see when you're doing kind of thing, but you do not get a class, so you do not get to really do it and do it again before you get comfortable with it. But for me, I've been doing this for over a year now, even if probably the EMR that the hospital that I might go work at will be different, but I know how the whole process is, the whole process of making the notes, the whole process of following up the patient. Well, I'm not telling you that I know like this general thing on how to follow a patient, but I'm telling you like how to write the notes and what to look for and where to put stuff, so I'm gonna have a really good understanding on what it is and how to do it, so which I think will definitively help me as a medical student as well. But that was it. So I'm gonna stop talking now, because I think I talked for way too long, and right now it's 8:28, which is crazy. But yeah, and just like that, we are done with Tuesday. Are we gonna talk Wednesday? Maybe I'm gonna take a look at Wednesday, and maybe if I really want to work on it now, I'll work on it now. If I don't want to work on it now, I'll just go and take a break. And yeah, because it's almost gonna be time for me to go get ready for work, because I'm working tonight as well. So I'll have a 12-hour shift, and then the day after I'll have a short 5-hour shift, and then I'll be free for the afternoon. So yeah, thank you for watching this, guys, and I'm gonna take a look to my list that I'm watching right now, and then I'll decide. Bye.